Hey everyone, my name is Pawan and I welcome you all towards my channel. So guys, today we'll be learning about economic approach towards law. So how is this economics correlated towards law that we'll be trying to understand in a very simplified manner. So three things you need to keep in the mind. First one is that how economics is basically correlated to law is that it basically says that it emphasizes on the structure, process and impact of law and its effects. See, if you observe any kind of law, that law, how that spectrum is correlated towards economics can be basically found out in a very well efficient manner by learning economics. For example, if there is any kind of tort incident, or if there is any kind of criminal incident, or if there is a particular group of people are not getting rights, so when it is affected through economical analysis, a lawyer can play a very effective role. That's the reason it's mentioned like a structure, process and impacts of law can be understood very effectively. Now the second point is that through economical analysis, lawyers can make the policies very effective. See guys, through economical analysis, lawyers can make the policies very effective. That is the biggest advantage of a legal system, and not only that. So through economical analysis, lawyers can make the policies very effectively because they'll start observing those things in a very different spectrum. That is when the ex post and ex ante comes. I'll be telling it out within one more point. So guys, the third point is that it says that economics helps law to look beyond to achieve something. So beyond the spectrum of law, economics helps us to analyze the things in a different approach. That's the main thing about these three important concepts of economics, how it is correlated towards law. But however, now you need to also know there's something called as ex post and ex ante. Okay, what is ex post and ex ante? Ex post and ex ante says that ex post means after happening of an event. Okay, and ex ante is before the event. Okay, for example, if I give you a simple lame example, after the marriage, how your life is going to be, before the marriage, how your life is going to be, that could be a best example. So after the marriage is what ex post, before the marriage is what ex ante. So this is the small trick which I make my students to remember. Ex post, that means after happening something, and ex ante before the event. See guys, ex post, it is mainly taken care by the lawyers, whereas ex ante, it is mainly taken care by the economists. Now, why do I say this? I can give an example. See, for example, if there is a particular event has occurred, for example, if there is a crime, murder, rape, trespassing. So there we try to observe that whose rights are being violated and on what basis. So who examines it? Is it an economist or a lawyer? Obviously, it's a lawyer. Now, second point is about fairness and duties. So we being legal profession, what is our main objective? We make sure that there is a fairness and duties are performed very effectively through performing through after that particular act, how effective it's going to be for the society, that is basically considered. So now see guys, before making out any kind of schemes in government, what do? We try to analyze ourselves. Recently I was interacting with finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman. You know what she said? She said that during the initial days of the budget, they compare the present budget with the previous budget. Similar way, so over here, if you observe the ex ante, it's before the event. Here plays the role of an economist. So what do? Legal decisions produce good or bad consequences. So they'll see that, for example, if it's a triple talaq bill, or if it is food pricing bill, or if it's like increasing the legal age of marriage of women. See now, before introducing it, they'll try to observe what are the consequences out of it. Okay, and in ethics and policies, there's a term called as unintended consequences. That means that there can be a positive as well as there can be a negative effect regarding anything. So one of the other examples, that's the reason economists play, even our finance minister, she's also an economist, Nirmala Sitharaman ji, I remember, I was able to recollect it now, but yes, this is the so that's more about the policy and welfare, which comes in the aspect of ex ante. So now we'll try to understand in terms of development of an economic approach. So what are the ways on how, by different scholars or different economists, what are their contribution in the field of economics? See guys, now if I just give you a simple example, the development of an economic approach, there are basically 5 important components for it. The first one is called as the Chicago School. So the Chicago School propounded that there should be free market, the free market. So it's called as the free market structure. Why? What is the importance of free market structure? How the companies or how the firm should basically be regulated? All those ideas was basically propounded by whom? The Chicago School. Now the second thing is about the public choices and regulation. Now what is public choice and regulation? Here it is mentioned that the governments and bureaucrats and how its models can basically play an impactful role within the society and its domain was highlighted in the public choice and regulation. The third thing is about the property rights rights theory. Property rights theory, here they believe that, see, the majority of the market failure is basically due to the absence of property rights. So what did they believe? They believe that the majority of the market failure is due to the absence of the property rights. Now the fourth important, that is about calibracy cost of accidents. So what is calibracy cost of accidents? It says that lawyers to examine law of torts. Okay, so he propounded that even from the law of torts, you know what is torts, right? So even a criminal wrong, civil wrong, yeah, there are classifications for it, but for the time being, understand, with the help of economical approach or economical perspective, we can also analyze the torts in a very effective manner. Who said this out? It is nothing but the calibracy cost of accidents. So there he had proposed this one. Now if I speak into the last one, that's called Richard Postner efficiency analysis. See, one of the one of the beautiful books of Postner, red book, or the red Postner's book, it's like one of the famous books, but yeah, students don't like learning it because it's very big. He's like very detail oriented person. When we go across this book, we'll try to understand. But yes, he's one of the famous economists, and yeah, most of us has been taken many inspiration from him. And in terms of economics and law contribution, Richard Postner has given a huge contribution. First one is about, he has said that simple economic concepts can be also analyzed with the areas of law. That means that he's saying that with a simple economic analysis, we can also link towards law. Second thing is said that the legal doctrines and procedural rules, are somewhat parallel related in terms of law, and it has played a very huge role. Third thing was about economical analysis can be used for legal doctrine. So he said that even the economical analysis can also be used for what? For the legal doctrine. So guys, these are 5 important concepts of how the economic approach has been basically, how it has basically played an important role. So guys, that's all for today's video. Hope you liked it. If you do like it, please do like, share and subscribe, and do let me know your views in the comment box.